Ahoy, shipmates! We have a last-minute live stream today here from the port of Southampton. You are looking at the P&O's flagship Iona, currently at the ocean terminal. Then, if I can't look that way, but we can have a quick look at the map, and we'll see that Ventura is at the other end of the port. It seems to have some tug assistance. Oh, the tug is taking up the strain. I'm guessing Ventura is just about to depart. Ventura was due to depart at 5 o'clock. And then Iona at 6, but Ventura's a little tardy. Captain won't be pleased about that. Weather in the port today has been a little wet and windy, although I've noticed that the wind has died down. But I'm suspecting that's probably why they have a tug there. If you can see this afternoon, we were having gusts over 20 knots. And that seems to be a trigger for the tugs. But, it's died off a bit this afternoon. According to this, well, no precipitation at the moment. Well, it was certainly wet where I was, down in Poole. Keep an eye on Ventura and see what she's up to. No movement as yet, just the tug. Bar Gate, I think it is. Yes, Bar Gate is there. There you go. She's putting a line nice and tight there between the stern of Ventura and the stern of Bar Gate. She's heading straight down the port of Southampton, so she won't. Once she gets moving, she'll be on camera fairly quickly. She comes down through the middle swing ground, down to the lower swing ground, past Iona. Or if she's much later, Iona might nip out in front of her. Keep an eye on that, shipmates. Plenty of shipmates in the chat. Ahoy there, Andrew Monuments. Ahoy there, Face Clap. Ahoy there, Bay Blue. And ahoy there, Matt King. A couple of excellent spanners in the chat. And ahoy there, Kevin too. Says that Ventura departs for a 5-night short break cruise via Hamburg and Zeebrugge. And ahoy there, Kathy Pace. And ahoy there, Elizabeth Leaborn. I'm just trying to get this technology. I've had a little bit of a problem with the technology this afternoon. It's been a bit intermittent. Feels to me like there's lots of little niggles and bugs in there. Maybe the dark nights and the damp air, it's causing everything not to function as you would expect. Look up from Netley. It looks like, yeah, it looks like the wind may have dropped down. It's a bit of an overcast day. It's been quite poor weather-wise. What is the visibility out here? Visibility is at 16 nautical miles. Well, I'm surprised it's as much as that, frankly. It's been quite a grey. Feels like a proper winter's day. Notice on the bow of Iona, you can see the bridge all resplendently lit up in the red lighting, the night mode. Have a little zoom in and have a look, shall we? Almost reminds me of the operations room of a fighting aircraft or warship, submarine, something like that. They tend to have lots of red lights. Aids visibility for the human eyes, stops you being distracted by the bright white lights. Have a look. See, I can see the officers wandering around the bridge. Come on, camera, focus, focus, focus. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. You can see the crew of the Iona there wandering around. Well, I should say the officers on the bridge there. Had a close encounter with a warship. Talking about warships, last week Oh, there's a shipmate there on his balcony. I don't think we're going to see too many shipmates on their balconies today. It's just a little bit chilly out there. Went out on the friend's boat and we tracked down the USS Gerald Ford. She was here in, I will say in the port of Southampton. She was actually on the Solent for 4 or 5 days, anchored at Stokes Bay. A very unusual sight. Well, to see a ship anchored in Stokes Bay, but a warship in particular. Coming down Southampton water, she was clearly visible on the horizon. Similar in size to the Queen Mary 2, 333 metres long, and a beam at the waterline, very similar to cruise ships and container ships of 38 metres. But what was really impressive was the beam at the flight deck. I think it was 71 metres from memory. Considerably larger than all the other ships. Made her look very top heavy. That is on the channel, so if you're keen to check up on the adventures, have a quick look on the channel and you should find that video there, shipmates. Right, let's have a quick look. Let's see if what's going on here. Aha! I see movement. Spitzer Bargate is having a good old tug on Ventura's stern, and out she comes away from the dockhead. So we'll probably see her in about 10-15 minutes' time, and then Iona departing at 6. So we're going to get quite busy here in the port of Southampton. Ahoy there, Emma Greaves. Welcome aboard, shipmates. Joined as a leading hand. Many thanks for your support of the channel, shipmates. Grab yourself a mug of grog when you're down in the galley. Ahoy there, Ian Cruise Guy. Welcome aboard, shipmates. Ahoy there, Brooklyn Road. Says, just got back from 14 nights on Iona down in the Canaries. I bet you had much better weather than we're currently having here in the port of Southampton. Ahoy there, Jason Owen, and ahoy there, Alan Coey, who says, counting down the days till he boards the Sky Princess next summer. Ahoy there, Vanessa Wells. Right, back in time just to see the ships leaving. Good timing there, shipmate. Equally, I arrived back just in time myself. We were trying to fix some problems on another boat. Turns out to be a number of flat batteries. Or I should say is batteries that had exploded and batteries that were leaking. It's just no good at all. Right, let's have a look. So, wait a few minutes for Ventura. She's slowly making her way from the dock side, and imagine she'll be putting into forward gear very shortly, heading down towards the dock head, and we'll catch her on netcam. It is increasingly dark this time of year, very disappointing. Getting to miss the long summer days. Well, it won't be long now. I guess we're almost, less than 4 weeks to the shortest day. Oh, there, Debbie Philiskirk. Oh no, says should be on Ventura today, but tested positive. Tested positive for COVID before we left home this morning. Oh, well, that's disappointing there, shipmate. That's a real blow. Do you have cruise insurance that allows for that to be refunded? Oh, that's a real shame. Oh, there, Harold Godfrey Lowe says, was it HMS Northumbria? No, I think if I was talking about the warship earlier, it was the USS Gerald R. Ford. Well, their Face Cloud says that the Avia is due to be delayed in ports. That's so I hear. I did hear something about potentially the new P&O flagship not even coming to port, which seemed a bit shocking to me. Hi there, Harold Jeffrey Lowe. Permission to board granted, shipmate. Martin Evans says ahoy! Ahoy there, Martin. He's got, oh dearie me, he's got me on the big TV downstairs. Very nice, it looks too. Kiss mention and shock the missus. Well, I hope Mrs. Evans heard that. She's probably in the galley preparing the feast. Let's have a look. Definite movement on the Ventura side here. Tides, where's the tide going? Tide is low. Its way up. Looking at tide of 0.8 meters. Yeah, that's pretty low. So, yep, Ventura just at the other end of the port. As you can see, she's moving quite nicely away from the dockside. She'll be heading down the river test here. Probably be on Netley Cam 10-15 minutes, I'd imagine. Oh, gosh, you can't see much today. The visibility, there must be a certain amount of moisture in the air or low cloud cover or something, because making everything look very foggy out there, isn't it? Oi there, Billy says off on Queen Mary 2 in 3 weeks for 28 nights. How about that, shipmates? That is quite a cruise. 28 nights on Queen Mary 2. I would I'd be very happy with that sort of experience. Hopefully you're going somewhere warmer. Oi there, Babe Blue. And oi there, Nicola Southhouse from Jersey. Has family on Iona tonight? Oh, so we're watching closely. Oh, maybe they can give us a wave, shipmate. Oh, technological gremlins are in force today. It's all working for you, shipmates, but it's not working for me. Oh, crikey, what are we going to do here? I think we'll in. Ah, there we go. Simple. I just turned it on and off. Seems to be the solution to most technological problems, doesn't it? What was the temperature in port? Did we notice that? I didn't think I looked at the temperature. Let's have a look at the temperature. What are we looking at? 12.4 degrees C, so not too bad, but definitely you can feel winter's on its way, so we might not see too many people on their balconies. Although I can see, I did see somebody on the bow there. Let's have a little look down here. I can see someone walking along the promenade deck at the bottom there. All the bridges lit up in the red navigational nighttime lighting. So it makes rather makes me think that Iona looks like a Cylon. Oh yeah, there's a shipmate there on his balcony. Oh, a couple on their balconies. Oh, perhaps we might get some waivers. This time of the year, it's quite difficult to see waivers. A good strategy for that is a mobile phone torch. Just give that a wave. That makes you very visible to the cameras. Yeah, there's a few people out and about. So someone flashing. We had someone flashing his balcony lights a couple of weeks ago. That was quite effective. Didn't know if that shipmate there is trying to flash his balcony lights. I did wonder if he was going to send us a Morse-coded message. But a simple flashing of the light was pretty effective. There's a few people out there. Scurry on down here towards the stern. I can see less people down this way. Yeah, not so many people down here at the stern. No, rather large floodlights there, or street lights lighting up things rather nicely. Let's have a quick check on Ventura, shall we? There she is. She's on the move. Looks like the Svitzer bar gate is still connected at the stern at the moment, I would say. And she's going past the Auto Star. Oh, and a happy Dover. Crazy Dutch company, big lift with all their happy ships. Gotta love those crazy Dutch. We've got their Ro-Ro. That's China shipping. Fitz Easton's there as well, but she's off. Oh, she's off to the container terminal. Maybe there's some movements going on from Quan or MSC Taiping. And then, of course, we have Iona down here, along with Red Eagle and the Hythe Sea. Red Kestrel's parked at the end. Yeah, not a lot of cruise ships in the port of Southampton at the moment, shipmates. We are not in the heady days of the 10-ship weekends. That's more of an August thing. And very impressive it is. Wow, let's go back. What's happening in the chat then, shipmates? What's happening in the chats? Oh gosh, what's going on? Ahoy there, shipmate Nigel Arms Reardon says on Queen Victoria on Tuesday. Excellent, shipmate. Going to be on Queen. Oh, Billy's going. Yes, we know Billy's going on Queen Victoria. Someone's in Jersey. Shipmate Martin Evans says that his wife did hear, and she's off to the galley to prepare the buffet. Excellent, shipmates. Ahoy there, Colin Large. And ahoy there, Billy. Billy's on the... what is he on for? For 28 nights on the Queen Mary 2. And where's he off to? He's off to New York, the Caribbean, and Southampton. All in 28 days. That sounds like a marvellous trip. I guess the Caribbean might be pretty tempting this time of year. Well, it's not hurricane time of year, though, is it? Ahoy there, Mark the Shark. And ahoy there, George Emmett. Said that HMS Defender is due in Portsmouth tomorrow afternoon. And also, he says a new pilot vessel arrived in Portsmouth. I don't get down to Portsmouth as often as I should, really. There is a whole variety of different type of aquatic traffic down there. Of course, they get a lot of warships there, which we don't get in the port of Southampton very often. And also lots of commercial vessels as well. Different types of container ships, banana boats, and of course, cross-channel ferries. We don't get those either, so it's a completely different variety of shipping. Ahoy there, Ellie Murley. Glad to see you made it on board. We are just waiting for Ventura, she's rather late. She's on her way. There she is, just coming to Mayflower Park. Be on screen in probably about 10 minutes or so. In fact, why don't I have to get the camera ready. Sometimes I start watching this and forget that I'm actually supposed to be doing some... The captain's supposed to be doing some work here and driving the cameras. Right, let's get this camera in the right place. It is currently 22.6, so at this rate I think we're going to have Iona almost following Ventura straight out. P&O Festival. I don't have any microphones set up at the moment. I would say there's a good chance there'll be some hooting and honking this evening. Unfortunately, I'm microphone-less. It's something I shall be remediating shortly. It does look very foggy there in the port of Southampton. Misty. Some atmosphere. Let's have a look. I'll switch over to Netley Cam and see what it looks like. Yes, you can see that quite misty. Now we'll see Ventura on the right hand side of the screen at some point in the next 10 minutes. Ventura is at 6 knots, so she's currently at top speed in the dock head area. Speed limited to 6 knots in port. Unless you're the red jet, and then you can go as fast as you like. The red jet has to ask for permission to travel at speed in the dock head area in the port. Radio to VTS, and VTS says yes you can, or no you can't. If there are, for instance, some divers on one of the other vessels, then speed will be restricted. Ahoy there, Sergeant Wright. And ahoy there, Donna Millard says that we will be on the Virtuoso on the 9th. Will I be live? Oh, difficult to say, shipmate. 9th is a Friday. It's a possibility. 9th December. Yeah, could be. It's the weather that's a bit problematic this time of year. If it's really bad visibility, I almost don't see the point in doing a live stream because you can't see a great deal at all. Excellent spanner. Andrew Monument says, if I start hooting and honking, I'm out of here. Oh, I'll keep it all to myself then, shipmate. Boy, there, Marina Claire. Excellent name for a shipping channel, that, Marina. Right, I think I need to change the camera. Where's the camera gone? There we go. Oh, getting close, being very close to being on screen now, I would say. There you go, she's right opposite the old Royal Pier. That's this awful collection of rundown pier. That's just a very unattractive sight when entering the port of Southampton. You'd think something more spectacular would be here, but no, we just have the remains of a rusting, crumbling Royal Pier. Rather a shame. I think if we go on to Netligan, we will actually be able to see something. Or am I just imagining it? Oh no, I could definitely see something moving. Oh dear, terrible weather. But it's a bit windy, a bit gusty. That's why she had tug assistance, and it's making a camera wall. Like a couple of rows that we can. Well, there's certainly the side of one row here. I thought we could see a funnel in the distance, but now I'm not so sure. I might have to zoom out a bit, I think. There we go. Hey, definitely low tide. Look at the, you can see the beach here down at Netley Cliff Sailing Club. Not often we see so much beach down there. Of course, Southampton is a deep water port, so the movements of ships are not restricted by the tide. They can come and go whatever the tide height. That's definitely the funnel we can see of Ventura. And Ventura is off for a 5-night short break cruise via the lovely cities of Hamburg and Zeebrugge. Talking to a shipmate the other day, he suggested that the shorter cruises, especially the sort of Christmas city break cruises, were an ideal experience, taster cruise to get people into the world of cruising. In fact, I may get the shipmate on the channel one day. See if we can get him to connect in. He has a great deal of experience in booking cruises. Been doing it for many years. So he'll provide you with some valuable information, probably better than I can do. He has a great variety of knowledge of all sorts of ships, and concentrates especially on ships departing here from the Port of Southampton, just like myself. Oh, what an awful day. Not that I want to wish away the winter, but I would certainly enjoy the lighter departure times. When that's going to happen? That's going to be quite a while, isn't it? Probably not going to have anything till February, March. When do the clocks go forward? End of March. Might be a while. We do potentially have the new P&O ship arrival to look forward to. For the Elizabeth Liebland tends to agree with the captain that the Royal Pier is indeed an eyesore. Used to go dancing there in the 70s. Ah, excellent. Yeah, I think it burnt down in the 80s or something. I'm not entirely sure when it burnt down. I think it's somewhere around there. Now we can just see the bow of Ventura coming past us. Sure that we're going to see too many shipmates waving on their balcony just yet. It's tricky with these dark lighting conditions. Ventura launched in June of 2007. About 15 years old. Same age as my car. $116,000 gross tons. Coming in at 288 metres long. Yeah, we could definitely do with a bit more light, couldn't we? I'd probably do those microphones, because I'd imagine there's probably some hooting going on, I'd imagine, between the P&O ships. They often do ships. Oh, that water looks a little choppy as well. Probably a good job I didn't manage to fix the boat this afternoon. Would have probably got quite wet out there. Surprising, really, how the chop of the water does change with the weather conditions. We just have to be mindful of the sea states before taking a little trip. Plenty of lights on those cabins. I don't have any information on figures of shipmates on board, but I would suggest that it looks a pretty healthy number on there. Suddenly see a few shipmates on the balconies. No one waving today. We seem to, the last couple of times, have wavers on the stern. Stern locations are probably my favourite if I was going to book a cabin up. Although maybe someone waving a phone torch there, maybe. Yeah, could be. Yes, in the middle of the screen there. Yay, there we go. There's a waiver. I say that. The stern of the vessel always seems to be fruitful for waivers. Let's see if we can get this to focus. Tricky, dark conditions. Come on, camera, focus. Oh, it's not going to do, is it? Oh, there we go. Has focused at last. Just when they've stopped waving. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, they're waving again. Yeah, we've had quite a few waivers on the stern. I don't know what it is about the sterns of vessels that seems to be full of waivers. But there we go. I don't think there's much chance of us seeing them on Netley cam. It's just too bright, too much reflection from the Port of Southampton. Yeah, see what I mean? A lot of reflection there. Iona due to depart at 6 o'clock, so we've got 10 minutes before Iona departs. I'd imagine as Ventura is just passing by, that shouldn't be any issue. Don't know that we have any tugs for Iona. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we do actually. Yeah, we do. Tugs for Iona as well. Oh, it makes a change. We don't normally see tugs on Iona. I'll add a little element of interest there. Iona is departing for a 14-night cruise to Spain and Portugal via Vigo, Gibraltar, Alicante, Barcelona, Valencia, Cadiz and Lisbon. Hopefully the weather will be rather delightful, the conditions smooth and the rum cocktails shaken. We were at the USS Gerald Ford earlier that the captain took some film of on the Solent before we got shouted at by the police boat. I was getting in trouble as the captain. And the Gerald Ford is 38 metres in beam, whereas the beam of Ventura is 36 metres. But at flight deck level, the Gerald Ford had a beam of 71 metres. Total capacity for passengers on the Ventura is 3,192 or 3,597 berths in total, so you can squeeze a few more in some of those rooms. You get more than double occupancy. Actually, no numbers on crew. Top speed of Ventura is 23.2 knots or 43 kilometres an hour for all you continental types. 26.7 miles per hour in the King's units. Looks like Iona is definitely due shortly away. Things are looking good for Iona's departure. She's already turned off the red night lights now that the bridge crew have accustomed their vision to darkness. They'll be running on a very dark bridge, so you can see. I can see some shipmates on the foredeck here, preparing the lines. You can't see much of the foredeck because this tide is so low. Trying to see if I can see some lines coming in. I can see a few lines there. They don't look very tight, do they, those lines? Normally you can see the lines stretched out. Oh, probably they are. It's just she's down quite low due to the very low tide we have at the moment. Tide is at 0.8 metres at the dockhead. Next low water is at 3 minutes to 6. So it's almost total low water. I think the lines are coming up. I'm not entirely sure. It's quite dark over there. Yes, they are. The lines are coming up, so definitely on for a 6 o'clock departure, I would say. With the assistance of tugs. This is unusual. Yes, we can see there is the Svitzer Harty. And at the stern is the Svitzer Bargate. They've just finished duties on Ventura, and now helping assist Iona. There are those lines coming in. Lots of lines. One day, when the captain gets invited on board, I would love to explore the areas of the ship, for instance, at the front here, where all those lines are. It must be a whole series of I was going to say winches, but they're not winches, are they? Be the wrong terminology. Windlasses. Or windlass. Lots of windlass. It looks to me like Iona is moving slightly forward. She's departing early, 5 minutes early. They're waving to each other there. They're waving to the hands on shore, I wonder. I wonder if we can actually see any tugs. Be a challenge, wouldn't it? Ventura passing Netley now. Heading down Southampton water. Just seeing if I can get... Let's see if we can see the tug on the stern of Iona. I think the tug's on the other side, so can't see her at the moment. Yeah, the tug will be on the side we can't see, unfortunately. But we'll probably see the tug from the bow. Oh shit, that'll be visible. Oh, well, Donna Millard says that she'll be waving a yellow scarf and watching live. Whoa, not sure we'll see a yellow scarf, but we might do. We'll keep a lookout for that. Stephen Joy, our excellent spanners, are also in the chat. Well, there, Rob says going on Arcadia for Christmas and then Queen Mary 2 in June. Excellent shipmate. Oh, Elizabeth Leaborn says that the Royal Pier did burn down in the early 80s. Had her head night there in 1979. Oh, the memories. So yeah, I thought it was. It's been derelict ever since. Oh, terrible, really. Oh, there, Rab Nesbit. Stowaway has arrived. Ellie Murley says that the wavers on the stern looked like they were dancing to some soft rock. Yeah, it did a bit, didn't it? Got that sort of vibe to it. Still going forward. Someone needs to point out that backwards is the direction that is required here, not forwards. She's being pulled away from the dock side. I suspect the tugs are just giving her a bit of a gentle tug. I suspect that's Fitzer Hearty's on the bow there, pulling away. It's Fitzer Hearty here on the bow. And then Spitzer Barget over here. I wonder if we could see Spitzer Hearty on the... Let's see, because we can see quite a long way around the front. Let's have a look. See what we can see, though. We can see Ventura in applying her trade down south. Now Iona's going backwards. I can't quite see the tug over the ocean terminal. You can see how visibility is quite hazy today. So according to the here, it's 13 nautical miles, but I'm not so convinced it's 13 nautical miles today. I think there's a lot of reflected light off of all the lights here in the Port of Southampton, all the navigational lights and all the street lights and various lights lighting the place up. I think it's hindering somewhat our view. You'll see the shipmate there on the, it's the well deck. I really do need to check my nautical terminology. Most of the vessels I go on don't have such large areas on the foredecks for all of the handling gear. P&O Cruises Ventura. It looks like rain on the camera as well. That's what's going on. There's some rain in port, shipmates. I think we've had enough of that today. Well, there it says, oh, it's been said like a song, Riders on the Storm. Wavers on the stern. Yeah, I see what you mean. There we go. A new career coming up with song names. Well, there's Leary said that was a great shot. I think you're talking about when we were seeing... Oh, it is getting wet. I think it's raining down Southampton water, but not here in port. He was talking about a good view of Ventura over the bow of Iona. Yeah, where's this? What is the direction of this wind? Look, we've got the Spitzer Harty at the bow, and then Spitzer Bargates right at the stern, pulling towards the southeast. So that means the wind direction is probably it's pretty much due south. Well, that makes sense then. Just pulling her gently away. She will be being blown towards the ocean terminal. She's quite a large ship. Must have an awful lot of windage effect on the side there. Hopefully we'll get some waivers on Iona today. Definitely require your mobile phone lights to see something. See one of the red funnel ferries right in front of us here, and if you look carefully on, I was going to say the bow, but they don't really have bows or sterns because they just go the same way. It says Red Eagle, and known as the Raptors. All the ferries are named after birds of prey. BTS call them Raptors. I think we can see, looks like the tug just there. Yes, the tug is swinging around now. That will be the Spitzer Bargate. It's obviously reached the point where she's pulled Iona out enough, and now she's giving her a good tug from the stern. Definitely be earning your dollars on this trip, pulling around Iona. Quite a bit larger. Ventura. And that's the Red Osprey of the other ferry. Get a good spot to watch the cruise ships come and go if you happen to catch your timings right with the ferry crossing to the Isle of Wight. You'll be able to see the cruise ships up close and very personal. If not, the other opportunity here in the port of Southampton is to jump on board the Hythe ferry. That plies its trade between the Town Quay and Hythe, and you can get out in the water, enjoy a bit of salty fresh air, and with any luck get to see the cruise ships are in port, specifically here at the ocean terminal. Iona, 184,000 gross tons, so considerably heavier, very larger by volume, I should say, than the Ventura. 344 metres long, so longer than the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier. And a beam of 42 metres, so slightly beamier at the water as well. But not as many aircraft or missile launchers on board. Just the obligatory potato cannon at the buffet. I say it's looking quite frightful here down Southampton towards. Look at that, the rain has come in. Poor old Netley Cam. It's getting an unnecessary wash. That's terrible conditions. That's not what we want to be seeing, is it? Let's see if we can focus on Spitzenbargate. Come on, camera, focus. There's lots of lights there. Why can't you focus? Why do you always focus away all the time? It always does the wrong focusing before it does the right focusing. I never quite understand it. There we go. There's some better focus. There we go. Now we can see Spitzenbargate has the light on top shining on the lines attached to the... Oh, it's lost focus again. Oh, come on. Oh, it's probably all this rain that's in the air as well. It's not helping things. Yeah, out of focus again. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. Well, off the edge of the picture. Well, we'll probably see the Svitzer Harty at the bow as she swings around, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Well, Dennis Leary says, brave souls out there on deck tonight. Well, it's 12 degrees, but I think it's raining. Probably makes that pretty brave. I'm not sure I want to be out there in the rain. And it's just frightful down Southampton water. The camera's wobbling around and the wind. Oh, it's just awful weather. Probably, if you're on Iona, looking to depart, well, as you are departing, you're probably glad that you're heading down to the Spain and Portugal area for a 14-night cruise via Vigo, Gibraltar, Alicante, Barcelona, Valencia, Cadiz and Lisbon. Currently the weather in Alicante is the high teens and sunny and cloudy. A great deal better than what we have here in the Port of Southampton. Well, often I say that things aren't good in the Port of Southampton, but current weather is damp. have a scurry along to the bow and see if we can see Fitzhearty. A couple of local local tugs. The Svitzer boys. Now we're slightly obscured by the Red Funnel ferry there. Out the way, Red Funnel ferry. Red Funnel have been having some problems recently with their ferries. Had a number of drive issues, I believe. Had some propulsion issues, maintenance issues. They tend to take them out of service this time of year to do the routine maintenance, carry out routine maintenance, so that they can be on hand for the busy summer period. Get a bit of a rush around Christmas time with the school holidays and such like. I'll try and do a Christmas live stream. I've tried to do one. I'm not sure if this would be the third or fourth year. Last year it didn't work because it rained, but I have done a live stream before. It might be the third year I do it, so I'll try and do it again this year. Quite enjoy live streaming the Red Funnel ferry. I don't normally live stream the Red Funnel ferry, so makes things rather different. As you can see, it's not pleasant down in Netley. So you can just see on the right-hand side of the pitch, you can see it's Fitzhearty pushing the bow of Iona around. Maybe I'll show you here. There you go. So it's Fitzhearty's here, pushing the bow, and Spitzer-Bargate's on the stern, pulling, causing the Iona to spin around. And if you see just at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see Fitzhearty there, with all the lights ablaze. Might be to zoom in on, see if we can zoom in on Fitzhearty, shall we? It's nice and bright. Perhaps that'll aid the camera's focusing, although all this rain's probably not helping. Camera. Faster, faster. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It's just a rainy, blurry blob, I feel. It's just going more out of focus. Come on, camera. You can focus. Come on, come on. No. No, I think the technology has been defeated by weather conditions, lighting conditions, wind and the rain. Probably the captain has some sort of bad settings set. Do you know what? I should probably have a look at the settings, shouldn't I? It's probably something I could do to improve this. I haven't fiddled with the camera settings in a long time. Actually, saying that, that's a really good point. We have had a few software updates on this camera. It's not actually behaving as well as I would like it to, so I shall have to investigate. You can see Iona emblazoned on the bow underneath the marvellous Union flag graphics that we see on the P&O ships. And you can see the tug there. I don't think Fitzhearty is actually connected by a line or anything. She'll just be nudging the bow of the ship around. Along the sides of the ships, you'll see certain marks that will say tug. And these are locations that are strong and designed for tugs to push against the ships. I'd always say that Fitzhearty's... Oh no, I think she's still pushing. Yeah, she's right up against it, isn't she? Oi there, Billies asks, why has Iona got tugs? That's because, shipmate, we've been experiencing some wind here in the port of Southampton. We've had winds, if you looked here during the day, it's been gusting over 20 knots on occasion, and that seems to be the triggering for the tugs to be brought in. So better safe than sorry. And it has the weather, if we look quickly on Netley definitely has picked up again because it's wobbly and wet out there. So that's what triggers the use of tugs, is the wind speed. I think the ships could manoeuvre without tugs, but I think it's just stops any potential problems from occurring. Don't want to be crashing into things, do you? It's not like you can put out half a dozen fenders down the side of Iona. Oh, there, Rhiannon Fremantle says we are watching while sailing away on Iona. Oh, well done, shipmate. Top crew job there. That's what I like to hear. Spread the word. Oh, there, Ian Jones says just came back from 2 weeks off Iona 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he asks if I spoke to the captain, do you think he'd let me back on again for free? He might have you down in the galley preparing the buffet, I suspect, shipmate. I'm not sure you're going to be doing that. Oh, there's shipmate Nick Grumpy says, Sligoff, struggling to wonder why I'm running the bird box cam. Oh, I quite like birds. I popped it up to try and catch nesting birds. I've been successful previous years. Last year, I think it was up too late. This year, we'll try again, see if we can get some bird action on the camera. Be a spot of bird action. Almost completely off the side of the screen there. When we had the ship the other day, that I've completely forgotten the name. Crikey, Carnival something or other. Well, the new Carnival ship. Similar in size and build. I think similar class of ship to Iona. When the Carnival ship reversed out, the ship didn't go as far back as Iona. Iona seems to go a long way back. She goes right off the edge of my screen here. There's a building in the way and I can't see past. But the Carnival ship didn't seem to go as far and seemed to me to spin much more in the middle of the swing ground, whereas Iona seems to go right around the corner. And we see here Fitzharty is now disengaging from the port bow of Iona. I don't think she was connected, just a case of giving Iona a nudge. Well, I hope you're enjoying this live stream, shipmates. If you haven't subscribed, please do think about subscribing to the channel. It does help out massively. It doesn't cost a penny. And I've noticed, looking at my statistics, that quite a lot of you watch this on a television. Now, I appreciate it's probably not so easy to subscribe on a television, but it can be done. I can't tell you how to you do it on your particular set, but you can often do it by putting the up arrow or something and clicking along to a box. That all really helps. The YouTube algorithms will enjoy your subscription and spread the word even further. Carnival celebration, that's the one, Billy. Thanks, shipmate. I knew one of our intelligent shipmates would have the answer to that question. For some reason it just left my mind. Probably because I've only seen Carnival celebration once and we're unlikely to see her again for a while. I think she repositioned more permanently over to the Caribbean. I can have a quick look. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be following these ships for this evening, shipmates, because... oops, no, wrong one. Oh dear, it's all gone dark. Come back. There we go. It's just quite miserable out there. Not the weather to be walking the dog this evening. Let's zip Netley cat around the other way. There we go. Yeah, poor old Netley can's wobbling around. We will get this sorted. We're going to be doing some maintenance. The captain and the Commodore will be carrying out some camera maintenance down at Netley Cliff Sailing Club in the Christmas break, where we hope to improve the levelness of it and the wobbliness of it. And by improving the wobbliness, I mean reducing the wobble, not adding more wobble. Adding more wobble is not necessary. It's very dark out there today. I imagine there's a fairly decent cloud cover, which is also not helping. And that's Svitzer Bargate there at the stern of Iona. If you do subscribe, shipmates, and hit that notification bell every time I release a film, you'll be notified. Do plan on getting a few more out. I've been a little bit lax, got caught up with a few things. I've been knocking a few films out lately. Trying to document the aquatic ventures. It's actually quite difficult filming things out on the Solent, I've noticed, and I do think I need a zoom lens for my camera. I've got a very, very wide lens that goes from very, very wide to wide, and a lens which goes from wide to not quite wide, but certainly not normal. So when I was out shooting the Gerald Ford, I discovered that I really needed a zoom lens. I also discovered I need a different camera, I think, and some different equipment. Quite the undertaking to film from the water. Live streaming from fixed locations is not too bad at all with the equipment, but on a boat, everything has to be waterproof, and not just water, but seawater. So it's a little bit more complicated. But I shall investigate further, so I'm prepared for anything that comes up in the future. You can really see oh yes, you can see the rain. That's why we haven't got a very good picture today, but you can see the rain, can't you, in the lights there. Well, Elizabeth Leeborn says, do I have manual focus? I do have manual focus, but if I'm honest, it doesn't. I don't quite know. How do I explain this? It's not very effective. It does work, but it's such a delay between pressing the button and something happening. It's almost impossible to work out what you're doing. Well, the Ranger says, how's the little fur bunny mate? He's, if I'm honest, he doesn't like the rain. He's not a rainy dog. Prefers not to go out when it's wet and windy. If we've got any exciting movements coming up in the shore port of Southampton, it's a little bit quiet this time of year. We do have the new P&O ship, Avia, arriving. We think, anyway. I think a little bit potentially to be decided. There's the odd ship here and there. Got a couple in 1st December. Balmorals on the 2nd December. Spirit of Discovery also on the 4th of December. Queen Mary 2 on the 10th of December. So, we might try a live stream on that one. She's a 106, though. They're in the port. Rather annoying. Then again, a couple of days later. Bolet. Or Bollet. Avia. The Avia is scheduled to arrive 46th berth on the 6th of January. I'm not sure. And she's also 23rd of January. She's going to be arriving at 46th berth. So yes, 23rd can confirm. So that could be quite a spectacle. I wonder if that'll be a early morning. I might see if I can do a live stream from a boat while I'm coming in. Maybe, I don't know. Think about that. Weather dependent. Well, there, Matt King says. His dog never liked the rain either. He'd turn around and walk away from the door if you tried to let him out in it. Very sensible. Right, shipmates, I shall continue following for a little longer. But these are not the best of conditions. These are just the conditions that you should be departing this wet and soggy country for the lovely sunny warm climes of the Caribbean or the Spanish and Portuguese coast. Well, till next time, shipmates.